Folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this short mesh maintenance video. I received a viewer question about the air filter and chain tensioning, so in this video I want to explain what needs to be done regarding the air filter maintenance and chain tensioning. Keep in mind this applies to other mesh models too, but mine is a carbureted model, so the air filter on later fuel injected models can be different. I don't know. So let's first look at the tools that you need. So for the air filter housing you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and for the rear axle that you need to loosen and the chain tensions you need a 19mm wrench, a 17mm wrench, and depending on what version of bike you have you need a 13 or a 10mm wrench to undo the lock nut of the chain tensioner and to adjust the chain tensioner bolt. And if you don't have these tools, I can highly recommend the tools that are available in stores like The Action. They have great tools for a very affordable price, and if you can get hold of a pair of working gloves, that's also highly recommended because you have to touch and feel the chain and your hands will get incredibly greasy. So let's first look at the air filter. The air filter is located on the left hand side of the frame, and you can pull this little cover off on the rear, on the front, and then you can completely remove it. So this here is the air filter, and there are several screws. The first one, the inner ones, are for the silencer. If you remove this, your bike will get incredibly noisy because of the induction noises. So there is one hidden screw. If you loosen that first, so now the air filter is loose. One note, maybe you can see it on camera, but normally the breather tube for the crankcase ventilation ends up in the air filter house, but I directed it differently towards the chain so it spews out on the chain, but that's not important. That can be different on other mesh models. So now you can pull it out. So this is the part that holds the filter, and the filter itself is a foam type. Now this filter already has 30,000 kilometers on it and it doesn't need to be replaced. You can see there is a little bit of a brown mark, and that's from the time that the crankcase ventilation ended up in here and it spewed the oil on there. And it's good that this is a little bit greasy. As you can see on my pinky, it's already some oil on there. This will get greasy and that holds the debris inside. But when I look inside this is good for another 30,000 kilometers. What you really need to inspect is that there are no cracks where dirt can get through into the intake of the bike. It can be wise to replace it from time to time, but they apparently are not expensive, but this is good to go back in for another stretch. At least this season it will hold up. And when you install it, you can see there's a little writing on there that says up. That side faces up, otherwise it won't fit. And you can just put it back into the bike. And coming to think of it, it can be recommended to use your working gloves during this stage. Make sure to tighten them sufficiently so it doesn't rattle out. Don't over tighten it. It's steel screw in plastic, so it can damage easily. And fun fact, if you have a Euro 4 model carbureted with a catalytic converter and an O2 sensor, this little thing that you see covered up is the diagnostic port for the emission control system. So you can put this little cover back on. I like to wipe this clean a little bit every now and then. First thing to go on is this here on this little peg on the frame, and the front one, and then the rear one. And that's all there is to it, to the air filter maintenance. So the bike is on its center stand, and I always flick out the side stand so I have a little bit of room to feel, and as you can see it's slack, but I just cleaned it and I just lubricated it, and now it needs to be tensioned. Zoom in a little bit on the tensioner itself, this little tensioner bolt. Zooming is the other direction. As you can see, I have an Allen bolt with a normal nut on there that acts as a lock nut. And the very first day that I owned the bike, both of them fell out. They weren't checked or installed correctly at the factory and at the dealership, so I put this one in. So probably it's different on your bike. So let's zoom out again. And make sure that you wear your working gloves because your hands can get dirty. One thing that I do like is that they put these neat little covers on the heads of the nuts and bolts. So first is to loosen the axle, the rear axle, and it's a 17 mil on this side, 19 mil on the other side. So let's loosen it, and it should be fairly loose. And then you undo the lock nuts, and I turn them back, and I completely turn them backwards. So in fact the rear wheel is in loose now, and I can put it back and forth by hand. What I do next is I pull the rear wheel entirely back, so just holding my hand on top of the frame here and then pulling it back. Now at this moment there is way too much slack, so I pull it back like I just did, and then I tighten in the tensioner bolts by hand to the point where they start to build up tension. And there are little markings on the tension itself and markings on the swing arm that tells you how far the axle is pulled back, and it should be equal left and right. So let's feel again. This actually already feels quite nice. Maybe a little bit more on this one. That feels okay, and rotate the wheel a couple of times and feel the chain tension, but this is about right. It's about half a centimeter up and down. Looking at the markings, this one is between the first and the second, and this one is too. It looks good to me. So what I do first, when I think I'm there, I tension the rear axle to the point where I want it to be, so that I'm ready for riding. So good and tight. And what is good and tight, you ask? Well, you really can feel resistance, and it really requires a whole lot of force on your hand to tighten it. These are lock nuts on the other side, so they won't rattle off. So now the rear axle is tight, and this feels good. Now the last step that you need to do is tighten the lock nuts. Check the alignment a little bit so that if the wheel is centered, looking at these markings left and right, and they are still the same. So now it's just a matter of tightening these lock nuts left and right, and now the chain tension is set correctly. I'm going to show in a close-up how that looks. So you want to check the amount of play that you have over here, just under the rear foot peg. So it's about 1.5 centimeter up and down. This is a nice chain tension. It could be a little bit tighter, but you have to keep in mind when you sit on the bike and the suspension compresses, the rear wheel goes in a little bit more, and that puts more tension on the chain. And if you want to lubricate it, now is also the time to put a little bit of grease on there. Every 1,000 or 1,500 kilometers you need to re-lubricate the chain, and when it's really dirty or it has been really dry, you need to take it off and clean it. But that's all there is to tensioning the chain. Only thing for me left to do is put these little covers back on, and the bike is ready to go back on the road. So that's it for this short mesh maintenance video. I hope it was helpful to you, and if you have any further questions on maintenance or working on your mesh bike, just let me know in the comment section, and my contact data is in the channel description. So feel free to reach out and send me an email. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!